Close your eyes and picture a brick house. What is the home's basic building block? It's a single brick, right? Like a brick in a brick house, cells are the building blocks that make up all living things, like you. Just like how a variety of bricks can be used to build a brick home, your body has many kinds of cells, each with their own specific purpose. For example, bone cells help provide structure, support, and protection for the body. Epithelial cells protect the surface of the body as well as organs within the body. And cardiac cells work to generate pressure to pump blood through the circulatory system. Cells are the smallest living things, the basic units of life, and all organisms are made up of one or more cells. Life processes, such as metabolism, meaning using and making energy, and heredity, occur within these cells. Cells are the smallest living things, the basic structural and functional units of life. And all cells come from existing cells by the division of existing cells. These truths are what we call the cell theory. So, if everything is made up of cells, aside from being the basic unit of life, what exactly is a cell? To be considered a cell, the item in question must have 5 key elements. First, genetic material, such as DNA. The second is ribosomes. Third, a hospitable environment within the cell, which is our cytoplasm. Fourth is a barrier separating the cell from its surroundings, which is our plasma membrane. And fifth, they need a means for making and using energy, also known as metabolism. The only notable exception to this rule are our red blood cells, but we're just going to ignore those weird guys for now. For the purposes of this course, we will hold on to these main truths and use them as our scaffold to navigate through the rest of this course. We will do this by first focusing on within single cells, meaning we will focus on the genetic material, ribosomes, and our cytoplasm. In our next unit, we will zoom out slightly and look at how the single cell interacts with its environment. This is us focusing on the plasma membranes because plasma membranes are what separate the cell from its environment as well as from other cells. So for this, we will be looking at transport, communication, and that's right, metabolism. After this, we will look into how we make more cells and how traits from one cell are passed along to the next cell, also known as heredity. And we will conclude this course by looking beyond cells and focusing on the amazing life forms that emerge when billions and trillions of cells all come together to form multicellular organisms like you and me. So, starting with looking within single cells, meaning we will focus on genetic material, ribosomes, and cytoplasm, as well as some other organelles you'll come to find, let's explore the main types of cells. Here is our timeline for our discussion today. We're going to start with just briefly going over the 3 domains of life. Then we're going to look at the structure of prokaryotic cells, as well as then eukaryotic cells. And then within eukaryotic cells, we have our plant cells and animal cells. So we're going to explore those together a bit. And then we're going to conclude by doing our side-by-side comparison of the cells we just talked about. This is going to be a brief overview, and you all have the opportunity to do a deep dive into each aspect of the cell within your course module. So I hope you have as much fun with this as I do. This is one of my favorite units. So with that, let's get started.